I'm Tabitha from the George Memorial Library, and in this video, we'll learn to reference a cell's contents for use in calculations in Microsoft Excel. In this example, we want to list a high and low temperature for every day in the month of January. We'll calculate a daily average in this column, and at the bottom of the page, we'll display an average for the whole month. We also want a totals page that shows each of the monthly averages and gives an average for the whole year. For our first average, we'll click on the cell where we want our answer, then type equals, average, and an open parenthesis. Our cheat note ribbon tells us that now we give it the numbers we want averaged, but instead of typing the numbers as we see them here, we're going to give Excel a reference. When we click on B3, that cell address appears in our formula. Now the program knows that whatever number is in B3 is the number we want it to work with. We'll type a comma so we can input a second reference, C3, close our parentheses, and press Enter. Since this calculation uses references instead of static numbers, if we update the contents of this referenced cell, our calculation automatically adjusts. Here's another perk of using references. Instead of having to type the calculation in every row, we can now grab the corner of the first one and copy it down. By default, references are relative, so as we copy a calculation to a new location, in this case one row down, the reference moves by the same number of cells. B3 and C3 become B4 and C4, B5 and C5, and so on. This works with dates, too. Instead of typing out January 2nd, we'll calculate equals A3 plus 1. The content of A3, January 1st, plus 1 is January 2nd. Now we can grab the corner again and copy it down for the rest of the month. All the way down the list, each date looks at the cell above it and adds 1. So, if we change the first date to February 1st, the whole month updates. Here in the totals row, we want to average the entire month. To do this, we'll type equals, average, open parenthesis, and instead of typing in each reference individually this time, we'll define what Excel calls a range, or a straight line of cells. We'll highlight all the cells in this line, and note how the program types that in. The name of the first cell in line, B3, a colon representing the word through, and the last cell in line, B33. B3 through B33. Close the parentheses and press Enter. We can grab the corner and drag to the right this time to average out our other columns. Now we have an average for the entire month. Let's pretend we made a sheet like this for each month, and now we're ready to create a sheet that summarizes the whole year. We want the sheet to reference the monthly sheets we already made. To do this, we'll click on the cell where we want our answer displayed, type an equal sign, then down at the bottom, click on the sheet that we'll be referencing. The name of the sheet appears in our formula bar, followed by an exclamation point. When we click on the cell we want referenced, its address appears behind that exclamation point. This tells the program to look at the sheet named January and find the cell D34. If we try to go to another sheet while still typing this reference, the sheet name in our formula will change, so stay on the sheet we're referencing, press Enter, and the program will automatically return us to the sheet where we were typing.